So today I'm in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and I'm here visiting a good friend of mine, Katie Dotterer, who is also a lover of history. And she's also a local here in Gettysburg. And if you have any interest in agriculture, farming, the dairy industry, anything like that, you can follow her on her Instagram, her website, which is AgvoKate.com, and Facebook is also a good source for you. Am I missing anything?
Nope.
Okay, so we're good on that. She goes by the title AgvoKate, and she is a big promoter of the agricultural industry. And I'll put some links in the description for you below. So people from around the world come to Gettysburg to visit the famous Civil War battlefield. Now, Gettysburg is rich in history of that era, but that's not why we're here today, is it?
Nope.
No. We are here because we are looking for dinosaurs. So let's go see if we can track down some. You see any dinosaurs?
Not yet.
Ah.
I'm really looking for a Brontosaurus or a Brachiosaurus. Those are my favorite. So before soldiers marched on these fields, before Mastodon crossed the frozen ground of Pennsylvania during the Ice Age, before humanity was even present here, Pennsylvania was a totally different environment. 500 million years ago, this land was actually a shallow sea. It was home to arthropods like trilobites and the ancestor of the modern clam. These creatures left fossils in the sandstone deposited all over the state.
350 million years ago, Pennsylvania was a swampy environment consisting of plants and amphibians.
200 million years ago, the great supercontinent of, how do you say that?
Pangea.
All right, Pangea, began to break apart to form the separate continents that we see on Earth today. This breakup created large rift valleys in eastern Pennsylvania stretching southwest to Gettysburg.
Sediment from the Appalachian Mountains filled in this rift, creating mud flats, and continued to fill in during the Jurassic and the early Jurassic periods, creating the best environment for creating and preserving footprints of the animals that existed at this time.
What animals were in existence during the Triassic and Jurassic periods? Dinosaurs!
The mud that existed in eastern Pennsylvania allowed for dinosaurs to create distinct tracks, just as if you stepped in mud today. A dinosaur would simply press its foot into the mud and then pick its foot up, and there would be an indent left in the mud. And that indent in the mud would actually dry, and then it would fill in with sediment, burying it in the dirt. Over millions of years, the mud and sediment turned to stone, creating a mold and a natural cast of the footprint after the two are finally separated by nature or by us curious human beings. Though this process of creating fossilized footprints is an uncommon scenario to occur, there were a lot of dinosaurs roaming Pennsylvania, so many dinosaur tracks and trackways exist in Pennsylvania today. So Gettysburg is located in the southern section of these sediment-filled rifts in Pennsylvania and is a prime place to find dinosaur tracks and trackways. In 1938, to carry Confederate Avenue over Plum Run, a bridge needed to be constructed, and using rock from an Adams County quarry, the builders discovered 3 footprints in the rocks. To display them properly, the builders had them installed on top of the bridge so others can see for the future.
Now, if you come here from the west end of the bridge, we count the rocks on the top here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This will be where you find the very first footprint, as Katie is going to point out to you. So this is the footprint of Archaeopteryx sillimani. And don't quote me on that if you're a dinosaur expert, because I am terrible at speaking English, let alone Latin. And she can speak Spanish, which is a lot better than what I can do, but she didn't want to try to even butcher the word here.
I did not, but it is a lion-sized meat eater that walked on 2 legs approximately 200 million years ago.
Now, Archaeopteryx footprints can be found all over Pennsylvania. So from this footprint behind me, we're going to come over to look at the other 2 footprints that are on this bridge. So you got to go on the other side of the bridge, and from the east end, you got to count 5 blocks from the top. So again, here we are. Here's top. There's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. And here's 5 right here. And there is your footprints.
There's a big one and a small one.
Yep, a big one and a small one. So this one actually has 2 footprints. So as you can see, there are 2 footprints located here, and they are of Atrapus milfordinus, and it's a dog-sized plant eater which also roamed eastern Pennsylvania around 200 million years ago.
The smaller footprint is a foreleg, and the larger one is the hind leg print. It's pretty big. I feel like he was bottom heavy.
He might have been. It seems awful weird, but they're the 2 footprints on this end of the bridge. Again, no signs can be seen to identify this bridge here and tell the rich history that it contains in its stones. In fact, 25 years ago, when I was just a boy, nobody at the National Battlefield here at Gettysburg even knew anything about this bridge. I remember my dad bringing me here when I was in kindergarten because he read in an old book about the existence of this bridge, and I had a strong interest in dinosaurs at the time. When we arrived at the visitor center at Gettysburg Battlefield and asked about the location of the Dinosaur Bridge, the park rangers thought we were all nuts. And only after my dad explained to them what he read in the book did they actually believe that he actually might have a point and know something about what we were talking about. So the park rangers decided they were going to ask a higher up. They were informed that there was indeed a dinosaur bridge and directed us here at Confederate Avenue, in which the one ranger said that she had been working here for over 20 years and never heard of such a thing. Let this be a lesson that some of the most unusual and interesting histories that exist could be hidden in plain sight in a place that you would least expect to find it. So I want to thank the Gettysburg Daily for their 2008 article in which this video is actually based off of. And I will put a link in the description below for that as well. I also want to thank Gettysburg National Battlefield and the National Park Service for preserving this bridge for all the dinosaur enthusiasts of all ages and be able to experience. And speaking of dinosaur enthusiasts, I want to thank my dear friend here, Katie Dotterer, for being in this video. And you got to check out her content under her brand AgvoKate on YouTube, Instagram, and her website at AgvoKate.com.
Super excited to have been here. Thank you, Dakota, for having me. I love dinosaurs, and this was really cool. This is my first time seeing this. So guys, do us a favor. Drop us in the comments your favorite dinosaur. Adios.